don't you worry, Wanda. I'm sure the police will soon find out who did it. Just give them a little bit of time.
I know, Bart. It's just so unnerving to think that my husband's murderer is in this very building, smiling at me, eating my food, and sharing my hospitality.
Oh, Wanda, don't torture yourself like this. Just as Bart says, as soon as the police investigate all the clues, they'll capture this horrible person.
Look, here comes Lieutenant Snare now. Perhaps he has some news for us. Well, Lieutenant, how is the case progressing? I'm glad Miss Bidet was able to convince you of her innocence, even though you can't reveal what she said to us.
Unfortunately, these things happen, but I can guarantee we are narrowing our list of suspects. Even now, Officer Toole is returning with information that should prove most enlightening.
Sounds promising, Lieutenant. I wish you all the luck in the world.
It isn't a matter of luck, sir. It's the application of experience and intelligence to the evidence. That is the essence of my technique.
Oh, in that case, Lieutenant, the criminal hasn't a chance against you.
Thank you, ma'am. I do my best.
Well, Lieutenant, I hope you'll come to a speedy conclusion with this case. My nerves are taking a horrible beating with all this uncertainty.
I understand, ma'am. We'll be as quick as we can.
I know that you and Sergeant Clues will solve my husband's murder.
Come, Wanda, the tension is too much for you. Clint Bell and I take you upstairs to rest for a while. We'll brew you up a nice cup of tea. You will excuse us, won't you, Lieutenant?
Of course. Please see that Mrs. Walkwright is comfortable.
We will.
Poor soul. It's a good thing she has such friends to support her. And now if only Officer Toole would show up with some solid evidence.
Why, Drummond? How nice it is to see you again. Alone.
Gee, Teresa, it's nice to see you too. How are you?
Lonely. Very lonely.
That's too bad. I wish I could help you.
Oh, you can, Drummond. You can.
Well, I'm mighty glad to be of service.
That's nice. Perhaps you could come to my room and keep me company. Knowing there's a murderer loose makes a young woman nervous. But if you were there, I'd feel so safe. And we could get to know each other. Very well.
Why, that would sure be nice, Teresa, but first I have to check on some information Officer Toole is delivering this afternoon.
That's okay, Drummond 2. I'll be waiting for you with open arms.
Great, great. I'll see you then as soon as I can. Goodbye.
Go ahead, run for cover. But I've got you now. I don't know what it is I see in you, but somehow you make my knees go weak. Maybe it's because you're so vulnerable. Whatever it is, I want it. Drum and snare, you're mine.
Good. Empty again. Just like that Lieutenant Snell's head. Don't worry, Grant. He will never suspect us. Our experiments will continue. Come, drink in a little parcel. Now, let us go to our rooms and get on with our work.
Well, well, Professor Gotterdammerung, or should I say Mr. X. There is no Professor Gotterdammerung. They didn't fall for your phony facade for a fraction of a second. I don't know exactly what fiendish little experiments you've been up to, but I know murder when I see it. All right, Grunt. Undo the strings. Let's see who's in the bag. And no funny tricks. I'm an expert in criminal apprehension. What on earth?
Please, Lieutenant Snare. I can explain everything. But maybe send the professor up to his room. Too much excitement is bad for his nerves.
Bad for his nerves. Tool, take the professor up to his room and keep an eye on him.
Yes, sir. This way, Professor. Easy does it.
You will never take me alive, Buzz. Never! Never! Never!
Well, Grunt, now that you have a voice, use it. You have a lot of explaining to do.
Well, to begin with, officer, I'm not really Grunt. Actually, my name is Dr. Sigmund Placebo from the Thurston Cranium Home for the Cerebrally Disadvantaged.
You mean you're from Wacko City?
We prefer to use less pejorative terms. We do not want to negatively impact our client's self-esteem.
Well, what does that have to do with Professor Gotterdammerung?
Well, as you've discovered, he's not Professor Gotterdammerung, the experimental biologist. His actual name is Fred Wolf. He's a carpet mender by trade.
Well, why is he running around being something that he isn't?
It's all part of his therapy. You see, Fred Wolf was struck by lightning while watching a late show rerun of Frankenstein Goes to Wine. Somehow, he assumed the identity of the mad scientist in this movie.
But why do you let him loose like this?
As I said, it's all part of his therapy. We're developing a new technique called fantasy therapy, whereby we let the subject live out his or her fantasy in the hopes that this will reduce the trauma and return the person to normal. As his assistant, Grunt, I'm able to be with him constantly to monitor his progress and keep him safe. However, it is crucial that he does not know that I am his therapist. Should he find out, the psychic trauma might well be irreparable. Please do not reveal my identity to him. I will now go up and through hypnosis, remove his memory of this event so his progress will not be impaired. I hope you will cooperate.
Of course we will, Doctor.
Call me Grunt.
All right, Grunt.
And now, if you don't mind, I'll see to my patient.
Right. Good night, Doc. Grunt. And please send Officer Toole down. A lot of this case gets wackier by the hour. Pretty soon I'll need therapy.
I know what you mean. The lightning-struck rug mender. It's hard to believe, isn't it?
I must say, he does good work. I wonder if he could repair the cigarette holes in my living room carpet.
Never mind that now. We still have a case to solve. Another suspect eliminated. We're getting closer. Come on, let's go back over the rest of the files you brought, Toole. Perhaps there's something there.
It's okay. There's nobody here.
I don't know, Tina. I'm a pretty sharp guy, but sooner or later, someone's gonna figure it out. That Lieutenant Snare, I think he's already suspicious.
I know, Rocky, but what can we do?
We could confess. We could go to Mrs. Walkwright and tell her the whole story. We could beg for mercy.
Oh, Rocky, I couldn't. I just couldn't. If Mrs. W. ever found out that I was dating a guest, she'd fire me. You know it's against employee rules to fraternize with the clients.
Hey, I didn't do no fraternizing. All I did was kiss you. I'm a man of honor and the former heavyweight champ of Buffy Knowlton.
I know, Rocky, but still.
Besides, you won't need a job when you're Mrs. Rocky Brutal.
Well, what do you mean? Is this a proposal?
Heck, it sure is. I ain't no Prince Charming, but I loves you. Will you marry me, even though I got cauliflower ears?
Oh, Rocky, I'd love to spend the rest of my life with you.
When I look into a mirror and gaze upon my face, I know I'm not a handsome movie star. Well, my nose is rather lumpy, and my skin is rough and bumpy. Certainly my looks won't take me far.
When I contemplate my figure and see each bulge and curve, I know that modeling won't be my career. I'm just an average body, though I'm sure it isn't shoddy. I'd just like to change it here and here.
Romeo and Juliet, we ain't. Neither one of us is what you call a saint. Cause Romeo and Juliet, we ain't. Samson and Delilah's not our style. One notion is enough to make me smile. Please don't try to cut my hair off, for I just want us to pair off. So put away your scissors for a while. Marcello and Sophia, we are not
Really cute and no passion makes us hot. It was easy to discover that you're the Latin lover. The J-stroke is the only stroke you got.
Romeo and Juliet. We're about as far from them as what you get.
We're going to set a fashion in this world of carnal passion.
We're really more like Frankie and the Vets. We're really more like Frankie and the Vets. Miss Scarlet Man, I'm afraid you'll have to take me as I am.
With romance I'm not intrusive, and only my heart's burning.
But frankly, Scarlet, I don't give a damn. Marcello and Sophia, we are not. Really cute and no passion makes us hot.
It was easy to discover that you're a Latin lover. The J-stroke is the only stroke you got.
Romeo and Juliet, we ain't. Neither one of us is what you call a saint.
You're the knight in shining armor, and I'm sure the sexy drama. The thought of us together is quite great.
Cause Romeo and Juliet, we ain't. Romeo and Juliet, we ain't. Romeo and Juliet, we ain't.
Why, Lieutenant Snare, you seem rather downcast this morning. Too many pancakes for breakfast? problems with the case.
I hate to admit it, McBurbo, but this case has me baffled. I can't think straight anymore. I'm so tired
You
of...
say you can't think straight, and you're always tired.
Yes, I'm going around in circles.
Ah, disoriented too. I knew it. It's a classic.
What is?
What you got?
Well, what have I got?
Tell me, Lieutenant. Is this suit made of wool?
Well, yes it is.
And the shirt is cotton, right?
Well, sure, but...
And this tie? Linen?
Yeah, but what's that got to do with anything?
What's that got to do with anything?
Yes.
Let me say 2 words. Natural fibers.
What?
Natural fibers. They're sapping your soul.
How could they do that? How can I prevent it?
The answer is 1 word. Synthetics.
What are you talking about? Natural fibers, synthetics. Are you talking about clothes, McBurble? How could they affect me?
Glad you asked me, son. Because they do affect you. And I'm not just talking about your clothes. I'm talking about a way of life.
A way of life?
Yes, a way of life, a credo, a philosophy. Tell me, Lieutenant Snare, do you believe in the human spirit?
Oh, yes, I do. But what has that got to do with natural fibers?
Another intelligent question. Obviously a thoughtful young man.
Oh, thank you.
Don't mention it, but listen closely. What I'm about to tell you will change your life.
Right. I will.
In the beginning, before time began, men and women wore nothing, cavorting unashamedly in their skins. This was fine till the earth cooled and the ice age came. Then they wore animal skins for warmth. In time, they added bark and vegetation to these first clothes. But as always, technology marched on. People found a way to treat these plants and animals to produce leather, wool, silk, a vast array of natural fibers. For generations, we were basically happy with these fibers, although we were constantly refining, experimenting, improving. For such is human nature, moving towards the ideal.
What happened next?
Then came the modern era. Cars, trains, planes, electricity, psychoanalysis, plastics, unharmed deodorant. We're evolving beyond our primitive means in every area but one.
What area was that?
Clothing. We went from bare-soled feet to spacecraft, from caves to condominiums, but we were still wearing natural fibers. How can a man move into space covered in sheep hair and plants?
But what about nylon?
Yes, indeed. What about nylon? After nylon, rayon, orlon, dacron pointed the way for a while, and there was hope. People bought crimpline and polyester. Furniture was made with naga hide. Things seemed to be in tune with the times. Synthetics were on the march, but then natural fiber struck back. Virgin wool, tawny silk, cotton denim jeans. Levi's alone set us back decades. Our bodies and souls were caught in a seesaw struggle between natural fibers and synthetics. And well, that's where we are today.
It sounds hopeless. Is there any way out of this mess?
Yes, there is. See the suit?
Yes, it's very nice.
100% polyester, drip dry, wrinkle-free, flame retardant, stain-resistant polyester. Not a natural fiber in it. Didn't shave a sheep, kill a cow, pulverize a plant, or evict a worm for this beauty. No siree. This is a product of modern science. Like the shirt? It's Dacron. You can soak it, you can squash it, you can stomp on it. Toss it in the washer and it still comes like new. No iron, no starch, no fear of moths. It's indestructible. Like my shoes?
They're sharp.
Vinyl, expanded polymers, scuff resistant, weatherproof, non-wear-outable.
Is wear-outable a word?
It is now. So you see, the answer is 1 word: synthetics. Do away with the past. Unshackle yourself from natural fibers. Synthesize or perish. The choice is yours.
I never thought of it that way before. You know, McRibble, you present your arguments very dramatically. I bet you'd be a good actor.
Actually, I used to be a bit of an actor when I was much younger.
Ah, Lieutenant, I've been looking everywhere for you.
Well, you found me. What do you want?
Sir, we've discovered another clue.
Another clue? What is it?
It's the knife that helped to murder Mr. Walkwright.
So you see, that's how I know who did it. Oh, wait.
Yes, sir.
Would you please have everyone assemble here? I'm about to reveal the murderer of Mr. Walkwright.
Are we quite sure this time, sir?
Of course we're sure. What are you suggesting?
Why, nothing, sir. Just based on your 2 previous attempts, perhaps it would be wise to be less public about it all. No sense in ruining everyone's lunch.
Are you questioning my competence, Wade?
Oh, no, sir. I am quite positive just how competent you are.
Good. Then please do as I ask.
Very well. It's your funeral.
Imagine that. Doubting my abilities.
You are certain this time, aren't you, Drummond? I mean, I just want to be sure.
Yeah, if you blow this one, it's back to the ankle biters and the fudgies.
Look, you two. I'm a trained investigator. This time, we got it all. The opportunity, the weapon, the motivation. This time, we nailed them. Success at last. Tool, get your notepad. I want this on record. Can you believe it? I'm a success at last. The moment I've long waited for. I finally decided all hope had passed. Opportunity had bolted its door. But then all my fortunes turned around. Lady Luck smiled down on me. Once more I'm standing on solid ground, and now my soul can fly free, fly free. Don't ever give up what you're trying. Don't ever think your cause is through. Don't ever let your dreams start dying. If only you have faith, they'll all come true. Can you imagine? Everything seems so lost. Bad luck had shown up to stay. I drifted like a ship that was tempest-tossed, with no rudder to guide me on my way. But then all my sorrows turned to joys. Life's given me a fresh start. I'll face the future with hope and poise for once. Again, I have heart, have heart. Don't ever give up what you're trying. Don't ever think your cause is through. Don't ever let your dreams start dying. If only you have faith, it'll all come true. I do believe it, I'm a success at last. Everything's going my way. My worries and fears are all things of the past. Put behind me as I start a new day. For now I can do most anything. My future looks so fine. My heart is so full. I have to sing. I know this world's really mine, really mine. Don't ever give up what you're trying. Don't ever think your cause is through. Don't ever let your dreams start dying. If only you have faith, it'll all come true. For the secret of success is well known. It's not some magic potion on a shelf. For the seeds of success to start growing, you've got to believe in yourself. For the seeds of success to start growing, you've got to believe. You've got to believe. You've got to believe in yourself.
They are coming, sir, albeit reluctantly.
Thank you, Wade.
Good luck, sir. You'll need it.
Don't worry, Wade. This time it's guaranteed. Come in, everybody. Please be seated. I'll come to the point. New evidence has been discovered that gives us direct proof of the murderer's identity. We have found the knife used to murder Mr. Walkwright.
Who did it, Lieutenant?
Let me reconstruct for you the events of the night in question. The old man was alone in the lobby. Everyone else was in bed. This was the murderer's chance. Since the murderer was known to the victim, Mr. Walkwright was not alarmed. As a result, he was defenseless to the onslaught of his blood-faced killer. A killer that would stop at nothing. A person named Albert Throssell.
What? No, not Albert, not he.
Bert Throssell, I charge you with the murder of William Walkwright, deceased.
Oh, Lieutenant, you're wrong about Albert. He is too kind, too gentle. He is a poet and a welder. Someone far too sensitive to commit so heinous a crime.
I'm sorry, Miss Stackwell, but the evidence is all there. He had the opportunity as a guest in the inn, and he had the motivation. That day in town, Walkwright had said that Throssell would kill him if he did not pay his welding bill.
But I never threatened him.
You also had this knife. See the initials? E.G.
Does that mean that Mr. Walkwright was killed by a spaceman, Tina?
I'll explain it to you later, Rocky.
Do you deny that this is your knife, Throssell?
No, but it disappeared earlier in the week.
Disappeared, did it? Did you mention its disappearance to anyone?
No, it didn't seem important at the time.
Not important. Just another lost knife, eh, Throssell? And why would you have a knife like this anyway?
Well, you see, one of my hobbies is cooking with a wok. I use it to slice the veggies for stir fry.
Oh, Albert, you stir fry too? How wonderful, we can walk together.
Be that as it may, first you're going to walk down to the station with us. Why even the letters fit your name? Only it was your first name and not your surname. I don't suppose you have an alibi for the time of the murder.
No, I was alone in my room reading the Welder's Digest.
A likely story. Tool, take him away and book him.
All right, Throssell, let's go.
Okay, folks, party's over. I suggest you all go and get ready for lunch. I'm sorry, Miss Stackwell. I know you were fond of him, but I've got a job to do.
Lieutenant, you're wrong about Albert. He is innocent and will soon be free.
Well, she's quite a woman, isn't she?
Yeah, it's too bad. She has a lot of class. A real lady.
I'll say. Did you notice how she said, no, not Albert, not he?
Yeah, even under pressure, her grammar was perfect.
Why, Drummond, how does it feel to have the case all wrapped up?
Pretty good, Teresa. Pretty good.
I'm glad it's solved too, Drummond.
Oh, why's that?
Now we'll have more time to get to know each other intimately.
Well, I've been meaning to talk to you about that, Teresa.
Talk away, Drummy baby. My ears are all yours, along with everything else.
See, you're a gorgeous woman, and I find you very attractive. You're so warm and friendly, and you're such a big talent. I've never met anyone as exciting as you.
Just wait a while, Drummond, honey, and I'll show you some real excitement. You and I are going to have a great time together.
That's just it. I don't think we'll be having that time together after all.
What? Why, you just said...
I know what I said, and I meant it, all of it. You're a gorgeous woman, and I find you very attractive. But I don't love you, Teresa. I like you a lot, but I don't love you.
Perhaps you could grow to love me, Drummond. At least give me a chance.
Teresa, I would accept.
You love someone else. A lot of clues, perhaps?
Yes. I didn't realize it myself until I started thinking about you. In a way, you made me aware of how I felt for her.
Wonderful. I'll change my name to Cupid.
I'm sorry, Teresa. I really am.
No sorrier than I am, Drummond. Anyway, does she love you?
I don't know. I haven't even asked her yet.
Perhaps you should. And remember, if she says no, I'll still say yes.
Thanks, Teresa. I only wish...
Lieutenant, there's a phone call for you from the station.
Thanks, Sergeant. Well, goodbye, Teresa, and good luck.
Goodbye, Drummond. And don't forget my offer. It will still hold.
What offer is she talking about?
Never mind that now. I've got to answer that phone.
Love, you've let me down again. Let me on a whirlwind giddy chase. Made me feel this time I'd win, when really I was given the race. You broke my heart again. Set me up to think I couldn't lose. Made me see my life as one. Took it all and left me with the blues. Why must it be that I always end up this way? Or is it that I'm doomed to be alone? What sin is it for which I have to pay? For just how long do I have to atone? Do I get a chance just to be happy? When will I find someone who loves me too? Or is it that I always will be lonely? Will all my love affairs just leave me blue? All my sunny dreams are drenched with rain. How can I believe in you? For love, you're gone and let me down again. For love, you've gone and let me down
Russell, I apologize for suspecting you.
It's okay, Lieutenant. You were just doing your job.
It's just that all the evidence pointed to you.
I know.
But then the forensic scientist said Walkwright was stabbed by a left-handed person, and you are right-handed. Well, once again, I'm very sorry about all this.
Lieutenant, should we be going back to re-examine the evidence to find the real murder?
Oh, good idea, Sergeant. Well, goodbye, Mr. Throssell.
Bye, Lieutenant, and good luck. Letitia, it's you.
Oh, Albert, I knew you were innocent. I knew it.
Your faith gave me strength. Ere I lost hope, I said, Bert Throssell, be worthy of Letitia. She's a lady. I know I'm far beneath you, but the very thought of you gave me courage. You're my shining star.
Albert, you must disabuse yourself of these illusions about me. I'm not what you think. You must know the truth.
I do know the truth, Letitia. You're an angel from heaven.
No, Albert, I'm no such thing. I'm far humbler than you suppose. Let me explain.
Until
Letitia, is this true?
Yes, Albert, it is. I hope I've not shattered your dreams, but you must see me as I really am, a mere woman. Has your love for me diminished?
Never, Letitia, never. It's really quite amazing, you see. My mother was a librarian. She introduced me to poetry. She retired with a broken heart, and the Dewey Decimal System was supplanted by the Library of Congress.
How sadly noble. Sometimes I feel that way myself.
My dearest, there's something I must ask
Yes, Albert?
you. Letitia, would you weld your heart to mine?
Why, whatever do you mean, Albert?
Letitia? Letitia? Could you... Would you marry me?
Oh, Albert! Albert, yes! Yes.
Oh. I'm, glad we're done at last. I've been wanting to talk to you for a while now, Carmen.
Oh, I see. About what?
About you and my husband.
Oh, Mrs. Walkwright, please believe me, it's not what you're thinking. Mr. Walkwright was a fine, decent man who loved you very much.
I know, dear, and I know who you are.
You mean?
Yes, I know that you are his daughter. You do? But how? Why, the night before you arrived, Bill told me. He explained to me about your mother. She must have been a very special person. And about you. You know, you were his only child. It must have been quite a shock for you. It was, at first. But we'd had so much love and so many good times between us that I couldn't begrudge your mother her time with him. And I couldn't dislike you.
Oh, Mrs. Walkwright, Dad is very lucky to have had the love of a woman like you.
Well, I was lucky too, dear. Now we've both lost him. Just as I was getting to know him, he was taken away. Well, dear, I've been thinking. We've both been left alone now, and this place is too big for just one person to rattle around in. Would you consider living here with me?
Oh, I'd love it! But are you sure that's what you want?
Very sure indeed. You'll be the only daughter that Bill and I could never have together. Welcome home.
Let's do this scientifically. What evidence do we have?
Well, we have the time, the place, one of the weapons, a group of possible suspects, 6 letters that seem to be meaningless.
Perhaps Walkwright was poor spelling. Or you didn't finish all the letters.
That's a possibility. And we know that the murderer was left-handed.
Wait a minute. We do have another clue. A vital one.
We do? What is it?
Come on, let's go back to the guest list. I think I know who our murderer is, but this time I want it kept airtight.
I hope you two have a long and happy marriage. Rocky, you look after Tina.
Oh, I will, Miss Walkwright.
And Tina, maybe you'd better keep an eye on Rocky.
Yes, ma'am. Good morning, everyone. Isn't it a lovely day? Look what I received.
Isn't it beautiful?
And isn't he wonderful?
It's lovely, very lovely indeed. Oh, by the way, did the two of you know that Tina and Rocky are also getting married?
Congratulations. You're as happy as we are.
You know, I might have to change our name to Honeymoon Hotel. Why, even Carmen has a male admirer, Dr. Gotterdammerung's assistant.
Grant. Oh, that's right. He's actually a therapist, isn't he?
Yes. Why, if I could bottle whatever creates all this romance, I could make a lot of people very happy.
Maybe it's your charm. It's your cooking.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Throstle. You're almost as flattering as my husband used to be. Oh, gosh. In our happiness, we forgot. I'm sorry, Mrs. W. That's all right. We should spend our lives on the living, not the dead.
Has Lieutenant Snare come up with any new evidence?
I think so. He muttered something earlier about it all fitting together. Perhaps this time he might be right.
Well, I certainly hope so. Yes, it's been a terrible strain on everyone, but especially you, Mrs. Walkwright.
Well, I'm okay. And why don't we relieve some of that strain with some good hot coffee? Let's go to the front porch.
Oh, wait, there you are.
Yes, here I am. Very astute of you, sir.
Thank you, Wade. I have something for you to do.
And what might that be, as though I couldn't guess?
I know who the murderer is. Would you please have everyone assemble here?
Again, sir.
Of course.
Right, I shall ask them to assemble in their accustomed spot. I only hope we know what we are doing this time. I fear the people are beginning to view this procedure with a somewhat jaundiced eye.
Just tell them to come here.
Well, why not? It's been a rather dull day. Perhaps this'll perk things up. Besides, I suppose the odds are improving as the list of suspects continues to shrink.
Well, Lieutenant, do you want us to cover the exits?
Good idea, officer. You cover the front door, and Sergeant, you cover the kitchen door.
Very good, sir, and good luck.
Thanks, Lotta, or Sergeant. This time, I think we've got our murderer.
Everyone is present, sir, and eagerly awaiting your latest revelation.
Thank you, Wade. Ladies and gentlemen, I've assembled you here to reveal at last the murderer of Mr. Walkwright. As you may recall, on the night of the murder,
The old man was alone in the lobby. Everyone else was in bed. This was the murderer's chance.
well, yes, but this part is new. I know who did it and why. We have also determined the type of cord used to strangle Mr. Walkwright. The cord was the clincher, the final piece of the puzzle. When I knew what it was made of, I knew for sure the murderer's identity.
Well, Lieutenant, don't keep us in suspense. Who was it?
The murderer was someone who hated Mr. Walkwright.
I knew it. Wasn't a fan of his.
He'd been thwarted in his main ambition. He sought revenge, and when his chance came, he took it. The murderer is a tall, left-handed person who used a nylon cord to strangle the victim. The murderer is Bart McBurgle.
Are you crazy, Lieutenant? Why would I kill Bill? Those were my oldest friends.
Yes, and one of your greatest rivals. He had the love of your wife before you did, and he scoffed at your acting ambitions and reminded it of you whenever you were together. He came to symbolize everything you detested. Finally, you can stand it no longer. Finding Throstle's knife was the break you sought, the chance to throw the blame on someone else. It was you who phoned the police station to reveal Carmen Miday's identity, and it was you who left the knife where we could find it.
You still haven't linked me into the murder weapons, Lieutenant. You have no case.
You're wrong, Mr. McBurgle. You see, we traced the pattern of the nylon cord used to strangle Mr. Walkwright. It was a new experimental design for your company, and you had the only sample outside the laboratory.
But anyone could have gotten a hold of that.
But anyone didn't. Forensic analysis revealed that the strangler used a left-handed twist in the rope as well as a left-handed thrust of the dagger. You are the only left-handed person here.
I charge you with the murder of William Walkwright. You're under arrest.
All right, I did it. He had it coming. Always telling me what a rotten actor I was. Always reminding me how Belle loved him first. Ugh, I could have tolerated those insults. But then he went too far. Every Christmas and every birthday he sent me wool sweaters. It was too much. I had to wear those damn natural fibers every time he came over to the house. And he would laugh at me. He was a monster, do you hear me? A monster. I'm glad he's dead. Glad he's dead. Glad.
Officer, take this man from Glad to the station and lock him up.
Very good, sir.
How sad. He totally misunderstood Bill. To become so worked and vengeful. Thank you, Lieutenant Snare and Sergeant Clues. At least now I know who my husband's murderer is. Come with me, Belle. We've both lost a lot.
Oh, Wanda, this is so horrible.
Just don't understand.
Well, Lieutenant, I must congratulate you on that fine piece of detective work. But there's still one thing I don't understand. Those 6 letters, where do they fit in?
Well, I didn't get to those before my verbal crack, but actually they were what made me close in on him. You see, the role that Walkwright talked McBurble out of playing was Rhett Butler in Gone with the Wind. It was the start of his hatred for his erstwhile friend, something which he never forgave or forgot.
Amazing. Well, I must see to Mrs. W. It's been quite a day for her. Sergeant, Lieutenant.
Goodbye, Wait.
So long, Wade. Well, Sergeant, let's go get our gear together and prepare our reports for tomorrow. We'll head back to the station.
Very good, sir. Lana? I don't know, Wanda. He just doesn't seem to show any interest in me at all. I think I'll give up. Well, perhaps you're right. And who knows, it may be better for your professional relationship if you're not emotionally involved. Anyway, I'm sure that somewhere out there's someone just for you. It's been a long day. I think I'm gonna go to bed early tonight. Good night, Lana. Okay, Wanda. Good night and sleep well. Thank you, I will. Someone out there. I don't want someone out there, I want Drummond. Why can't he love me too? It's a hopeless case. I know he doesn't care. It's a hopeless case and I've got nowhere. It's a hopeless case. That's plain to see. It was painfully clear to everyone but me. This hopeless case has come to end. He'll never be more than just a friend. And this hopeless case turns out hopeless after all.
Oh, Lotta, there you are.
Yes, sir. Is there something you wanted me for? Some more police work?
No, I just wanted to say that I couldn't have solved this case without you. You're a fine police officer.
Thank you, sir. I've appreciated the opportunity to work with you.
Without your encouragement and common sense, I would have given up long ago. You're an invaluable associate.
Thank you again, sir. I was just doing my job.
That's what I admire about you, Lotta. You're such a solid, thorough professional. It's been great working with you.
It's been a privilege to work with you too, sir.
Now that the case is over, who knows when we'll work together again.
Indeed.
Well, I've been thinking about that possibility, and it worries me. Do you remember when I told you you were more to me than a cop? You were a pal?
Yes. Do you think we should start a bowling team to keep our friendship?
What? No. Boy, you do get some odd ideas at times, Lotta.
Yeah, that's me. Crazy clues, everybody's chum.
Lotta, are you feeling all right?
Yes, I'm all right. Guess I'm just a little worn out by this case.
I know what you mean. It sure seemed hopeless for a while, didn't it?
It sure did.
Well, that's over with. But as I said, the possibility of our separation worries me. You see, I began to realize something about you, Lotta. You're more than a cop. You're more than a pal. Lotta, you're the woman I love.
Say that again?
Lotta, you're the woman I love. I want to marry you.
Oh, I love you too, Trumpet! However, there's one thing that bothers me.
What's that?
What will headquarters say about our getting married?
Frankly, Sergeant, I don't give a damn.